Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to the Storytime episode of the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
Where we're going to read you guys some awesome homegrown horror that you've sent us.
Indeed, we are. I'm super excited. We just got back from vacation. What was it, yesterday? I feel like it's not been very long. So we hope you guys...
2 days ago.
2 days ago? We hope you guys enjoyed the episodes that released while we were in New Jersey/New York. It was super, super fun. So
it was really cool.
It was a really good time. Shout out to Robin's family for taking us all over the place. You guys are incredible. And it was probably one of the most fun experiences I've had in a really, really, really long time. Cool. Probably second only to Japan. It was really fun. So I'm glad you folks are with us. And special shout out to those of you watching us on twitch.tv/scarishpodcast and youtube.com/scarish watching this live episode. We love all of you. We really, really do. And for those of you who have submitted a story to us in the past, we want you to know that we are going to get to them. And we're going to be doing 6 plus a bonus one tonight. So homegrown horrors are essentially... What, Robin? Spiritual experiences? What are those things called?
Paranormal experiences, like sleep paralysis episodes, weird, strange, supernatural things that have happened to you.
Indeed. So if you guys have anything like that has happened to you, please reach out to us, and you can email storytime@scarish.com. You can talk to us on Facebook. Our Facebook is facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can click like on the page, too. Don't forget to do that. And if you want to join the group, click on groups and join the Spooky Friends group. You can go to our website, scarish.com, and submit a website submission by just clicking Contact Us, and right there is a form. Fill it out, click Send, comes directly to us. Lots of you folks have been doing that, and we really appreciate it. Or if you want to tweet at us, it's @ScarishPodcast or pod, @ScarishPod. Instagram is @ScarishPodcast. Or you can join our wonderful Discord server, which is always super fun.
Yeah.
Best way to do that, you can either message us for an invite, or you can go to scarish.com, and then you have links to all of our social medias. Just click the Discord one. It'll take you right there. That really is the best way to get to us on Discord, because it's just a couple clicks and then you're there. That said, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to lead with a bonus story. So this isn't exactly a homegrown horror. This is a response that we got to a topic that we did. And this is from the Christmas episode. This has been here for about 2 weeks, and it was kind of sitting, and I'm like, you know what? Since we're still kind of close to Christmas, I kind of want to cover this right now. And this is from Alicia, and she let us know on Facebook that she had a Christmas miracle as well. So I'm going to lead off with that one, if that's cool.
Cool.
So it starts out like this. I listened to the Christmas episode today, and I wanted to share my Christmas miracle. Like 15 years ago, my cousin, who was about 6, was staying with us, and so was his dog, while his dad was on a rig hitch. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
This dog was mine at first, but he was a pit and was too much for me to handle at my age. I ended up giving him to my uncle, and he trained him. He was one of the best dogs ever. His name was Black Tip Tagalog. We called him Tipper for short. I love when dogs have really, really long names. It's like, especially when pets in general, have super long names.
I like when they have human names.
Really?
Yeah.
You just like to name them like they're people?
Yeah.
I like when they have names that, like, humans don't typically name their, like, kids. So it's like just something over the top ridiculous.
Like what?
Like Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh my goodness.
I knew a guy who had a corgi, and he named him Sergeant Slaughter plus a bunch of other stuff I can't remember, but we all just called him Sarge.
I dated someone who named one of their birds Murderface.
Murderface?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I would name my kid. It's a beautiful name. I want to name my daughter that. So the dog's name is Tipper. Anyway, one day he got out of his pen and ran off. Someone said a girl stole him. I don't know what happened. All I know is he was gone. My little cousin was asked in class what he wanted for Christmas, and his answer was that he wanted his dog back. That is super sad. Like, imagine being the teacher who hears that from a kid in your class that's lost their pet. On Christmas Day, we had just pulled into our driveway from a long day of family time when, I shit you not, this big-ass white and black pitty comes running down our road to us, and it was Tipper. We got him in the house and realized someone had peppered him with a shotgun. I sat there all night popping little BBs out of his skin. Okay, I'm glad it was birdshot and nothing like a slug, because that would have definitely damaged the dog more. He didn't care. He was just happy to be home. My uncle and cousin had that dog until the day he went to doggy heaven, and that's the end. That's super good. That's a really nice Christmas miracle. That's a movie
Christmas
right there.
Miracle.
It really is. Like, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the plot of that movie that's coming out soon about that dog who gets lost.
Journey Home or something.
I don't know what it's called. He makes friends.
The new Homeward Bound.
Yeah, he makes friends with a puma at some point. That's all I know. But that seriously could be a movie right there, because that was really, really good. So thank you for sending that. I know we've had a lot of response to the superstition episode, and you guys have been using that hashtag superstish-ish, or hashtag superstit-ish, to let us know superstitions that you have or your family has, and some of them are really, really good. And I'm going to gather all of those up and do a recap at the beginning of next week's episode.
I was thinking about that
there's
today.
There's so many, and they're so good. So if you have a superstition that you adhere to, definitely send those our way. We love the feedback from you guys. And I got to say, one of the things I brought up on the superstition episode was about Jennifer Aniston. And when she flies, she always steps onto the airplane with her right foot and taps the outside of the airplane twice for good luck. I did that for all 4 flights that we took in the past week since we've last spoken to you folks. Every one of our flights went completely amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Even the one that got slightly delayed and they said it was going to be a really bumpy ride and a really rough landing, it went like super smooth. So I was like, hey man, that shit works, and I'm going to be doing that from now on. So super cool. Before I move into the first like proper story of the night, I do want to remind everyone that we are in the middle of January, which means we're in the middle of January Patreon push. And I just decided that I'm going to have some ridiculous like Sting music in the background when I edit this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But seriously, go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast and sign up as a patron. A lot of you folks have been doing that. In fact,
yeah, we are so absolutely thankful. Like while we were on the trip, we were just constantly checking, and it was just like really neat.
We're getting emails from you folks. We're getting messages, and some of you guys were signing up and letting us know like, hey, you know what? I'm going to let you guys be my Snickers bar, which was the sweetest thing anyone said. Because everyone has those impulse buys. You can go to pick up gas. Shout out to Carly, who just subscribed on Twitch. She said, love you guys. We love you too. But seriously, like anytime that you decide to like tack something on or just pick something up, like you're at a gas station and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and grab this candy on my way out. Or you buy a chapstick on the way out of a grocery store or whatever. Let us be your chapstick. Let us be your chapstick. Just let us have that one impulse buy of like, it's 4 quarters. You head over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast. Sign up for our lowest tier. It's $1. Early access to everything.
Or instead of like a Starbucks, you know.
Exactly. You could sign up for us for 5 months, maybe 6, depending on what you get for how much a Starbucks would cost you. I'm just saying. And like our patrons this week, they got the new episode, the Superstition episode. They got that on Saturday. So they had that 3 days early, and that does happen. So it's definitely something to check out. It definitely helps us. And if we have 7 left, we have 7 patrons left, and we're halfway through the month. And if we get 7 more, then we're going to be going to the Winchester Mansion, which we are super excited to go and do. So help us get there. January Patreon push. Fun.
All right.
Cool. So this first one that we had for like the regular story time has the subject of story time. And it starts out like this. Hi, guys. Hello.
Hello.
I've been listening to Scarish for a while at work via Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. I really love you guys because you don't sound stupid and cringy reading these stories. I appreciate that. I hate it. I hate listening to stuff that sounds cringy. I really do.
Like what?
I don't know. Laura's sometimes cringy for me a little bit. Everything on Ghost Adventures is super cringeworthy.
Okay.
Like when I gouge out my eyes and like puncture my eardrums, cringeworthy. So
I'm trying to think of how would it sound stupid? Like reading it. What different way would we read it?
If we just sounded fake, I think that's what cringeworthy would be for me at least.
All right.
So we're not that. That's a good thing. Thank you very much. We appreciate that feedback. It's fun because you make jokes, and that makes the podcast unique. Anyway, it's my first. I like how they say you make jokes, not that they're funny. It's like we know that we don't. They don't land sometimes. So anyway, it's my first time sending a story here at Scarish. So I'll be sharing my first time seeing some shit, and in parentheses, creepy stuff.
I always look behind me when I'm done.
I was gonna say glad you cleared that up because I can't remember the first time I checked the bowl, but. I was about 5 years old, so yeah, that's around the time that would happen either way. When we were in our old house, it was small and was surrounded with trees. We had a bathroom outside the house, so I went there to wash my hands. It was around dinner, so it was dark. As I was outside the kitchen door, I saw a disembodied head on a tree.
What?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that scene from the new It movie where they look at the tree. And there's like somebody's body hanging in the tree in the photo book in It.
I think that's the original one.
Is that the original one? Okay.
Because they don't have the book in this one. They have the slider thing, the slideshow thing.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, for me it's the whichever one where the kid is looking in the book and he's flipping through the pages and each page is just a zoom in of the picture.
And it has super creepy stuff over and over and over. And you start seeing the clown everywhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, so they step outside the kitchen door. They saw a disembodied head on a tree. It was up there on the tree branch looking at me. I was scared AF, which I believe means as fuck, and ran back inside the house. That's the first time I saw some shit. After that, appearances started. It was random up until my early teenage years. Then we moved into a new house, and I saw a lot of shit in there. So I'm going to share the most creepy shit I've seen. In parentheses, please excuse my grammar. As you already know, I'm pretty used to getting shocked when I see ghosts around the house. Yeah, I think everyone, just about everyone at least, would be around the same page as you. I'm already in high school by this time, and I usually brush them off because they just stand there like some chump. In parentheses, the creepy entities. So they're just staring at you, and it's just like, what are you doing here? But this time it's different. I was alone in the house, and it was in broad daylight. I was watching TV. Our TV is positioned low so I can see the kitchen and the sink. That's weird. So I don't know where you'd arrange your like stuff so that you could see over your TV into the kitchen unless it's like directly in the walkway. Sounds not very feng shui. So I don't know. That's just how I'm picturing it in my brain. What's her face? The chick from Netflix? I'm not sure if she would adhere to this.
Marie Kondo?
Yes,
Kondo?
her. She would be like, I don't know. Does this bring you joy? Except she would say it in like Japanese because she doesn't speak that great of English.
Okay. I think
saying.
she speaks okay English.
She just usually says stuff in Japanese, which I appreciate. I don't speak very good English either. So
Okay.
I was watching some TV while waiting for my family to arrive for lunch. Then I looked up and I saw a lady in a long white dress sitting up in the sink, like a frog position. Long black hair, and I can't remember her face. Or maybe she didn't have a face. I don't know. I was in shock, of course, but I did what I always do when I see some shit. I brushed it off. So I looked to the TV again, but this bitch caught my attention again because she jumped upwards. Our dogs are barking right now downstairs. I think they're
My dogs are barking. They're so tired.
I hate you so much.
My dogs, I mean my feet.
I was so shocked because normally they don't move. And the second you look away and look at them again, they're gone. But this time it moved. It jumped fast upward towards the ceiling. It didn't scream. It didn't make a sound. It just moved fast, upwards, and vanished. I was frozen because of shock of what I saw for like an hour. I can move, but chose not to because of fear. I think that's a good distinction to make because sometimes like you legitimately just can't move, like your body is frozen, and sometimes you're just like, what did I just see? I don't want to move. If I move, something bad might happen. That's the most scary thing that I've seen in the last time I saw something. Once I got into college, I moved into a dorm room, and nothing happened ever since. That's kind of weird because a lot of dorm room stories are usually really haunted, so it looks like you got a good one. I also don't sleep with the lights off unless I have someone with me. I'm easily spooked. So I love this podcast because your jokes make it easier for me. This is very long. Feel free to share on the podcast.
That's a good thing.
Thank you. We're glad because like sometimes I do stuff on purpose. I do really creepy topics, so I'm glad that they don't creep you out too much. And they said thank you and smiley face. So
awesome.
Smiley face
Thank
back
you so
at you.
much.
Thank you for sharing that. That one's really, really weird. Like seeing a severed head, it's not so much as seeing like a ghost to start off with. It's like seeing like possibly a murder victim. So that's like that scene like, hey, kids, you want to see a dead body?
Oh my gosh.
But you step outside and it's just in your backyard. That would be super, super creepy. So cool.
This next email is from Hope and goes, hello, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I was listening to your podcast when the bathroom door at my work opened on its own. Although I was startled, I wasn't entirely surprised because I work in a stone cutting shop. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know stone cutting shop doors open on their own.
Oh man. Then the next part is, and the majority of the work we do is gravestones.
Oh, okay.
So that makes sense.
That does make sense now.
The shop is owned by my dad and dates back to 1705.
Wow.
That is
awesome.
Absolutely awesome.
That shop is older than this country.
That's absolutely incredible.
The shop is 70 years older than this country.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's just, but it's so cool that it's like family owned, like your dad owns it. I don't know if it was like passed down or anything, but I think it's cool.
It might just be a business that they purchased that was family owned before. Who knows? I don't know, but I just think that that's really cool that there's that much history. Oh, it says right here.
I'm the 4th generation in my family.
There you go.
And I think there were 8 generations of the family who owned it before us. That's really cool.
That is.
History.
The generation thing reminds me of that trend that's going around, like the YouTube challenge or the Instagram challenge or whatever, where the 4 generations of Asians come out.
I love it.
It's super cool. I really like that.
It's so cute. Let's see. So there's a shit ton of paranormal stuff that happens to me every week. I believe it. My coat gets moved around the coat hanger, doors open, I hear footsteps, lights turn on by themselves, and sometimes I hear a small mallet tapping on a chisel when I'm the only person there.
That's creepy. It's not so much ghosts of the people who you're making the stones for as much as it sounds like the ghosts of the people who've worked there before.
Yeah. One day I went to get lunch and left the bathroom door latched. When I came back 15 minutes later, the door was open as it could possibly be, and I was the only person in that day. I can't imagine going to make gravestones, and you're the only one that goes in to do it.
I can't imagine creepy shit happening while you're going to make gravestones.
Oh, man. It's like, this is Halloween. Like, just some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff happening. Another time, another tangent. I just imagine, like, all those monsters and stuff in that movie, just, like, in the shop, and you can't see them, but they're all, like, making their own stuff.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be really cute. Anyway. Another time, I closed up and left the building, locking the front door behind me. When I looked in the window, I noticed I left the office light on, so I went back inside to turn it off. I checked around to make sure all the lights were off. Then I locked the front door again and went back outside. I noticed that the front room light was on, even though it was off when I left. My last story is probably the creepiest / happiest. Last summer, I was at the drawing table with my headphones in, waiting for my dad and grandfather to get back from lunch. I felt a hand on my back and assumed that it was my dad. So I took my headphones out and turned around to see no one was there.
That's awesome. Sometimes you get those like phantom touches and you're not exactly sure what's going on with them, but still, it's super fucking creepy. Like sometimes I feel like my phone's vibrating in my pocket and then I realize like I'm holding my phone.
When it was all just like the flip phones back in the day and you could fit it in your pocket like that. I would have those types of feelings all the time, the phantom vibrations.
Phantom vibration, yeah. I wonder how often it's just like a phantom hand touching your back and it's not exactly a ghost, but it just feels like it because you think that someone's going to be behind you. Same way you think your phone's in your pocket, or it was some demon that was messing with you. Let's keep going on that email and figure out which one it is.
It didn't really scare me because it felt like my great-grandmother was watching over me while I worked. That's very sweet. Anyway, thanks for reading my long direct message. I decided to DM you. Oh, it was on Instagram. Okay. Because the bathroom door thing just happened to me and I didn't want to wait 2 months for you to hear my stories. Love you guys and the podcast so much. Thank you for all that you do. Stay spooky and happy Halloween. Yeah. So it was,
it was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Sorry. It's coming up on 3 months if it's Halloween. Yeah, it's getting...
I'm just going to say this, guys. Keep sending us your stories because we did have a bit of a lull. Shout out to Mexicutioner TV who just subscribed with their Twitch Prime. We appreciate you so much. But like I was saying, we did have a bit of a lull during the holiday season because, let's be real, everyone has a lot to do on holidays.
Yeah.
So not everyone's reaching out via email or whatever the case may be with scary stories. And we just started getting like a nice influx of them again.
Yeah.
So this is a really good time to send in your story because... that gap is going to narrow just a bit, and we can catch up with them. So
anyway, from Newport, Rhode Island, Hope.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize there was more to that.
I've never been to Rhode Island, and I think it would be really cool. What was super funny is we went to stay with my sister in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
And we, for some reason... Shout out to Janet. For some reason, we ended up watching... Miss Congeniality.
Yes. You know why? You know what the reason was? Because that movie's fucking awesome.
Thank you so much, Chessie Cat, for subscribing for the 4th time in a row. That's amazing.
I forgot to mention Carly. I'm not trying to one up anyone here, but Carly was at 5 months on her resubscription.
Oh, nice.
So 5 in a row for Carly. Thank you very much.
I didn't realize because I hadn't seen the movie in so long that what's her name? Oh my gosh, what is her name? Sandra Bullock is Miss New Jersey.
Yeah.
In that movie. And
While
I was
we were
just
in New Jersey, we were watching a movie about it. It's because the New Jersey chick was dropping out because she was in a porn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they tell you that in the dialogue. That's who they're going to replace because she was in a movie called Armageddon.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen that movie a lot. I remember everything about that movie.
But the fact that Hope's from Rhode Island reminded me because the other main...
Miss Rhode Island is the nice chick.
Right.
Yes, I totally agree.
But yeah, all right. So that was my email.
Cool. So I am going to go ahead and move on to my second email of the night. And this one's subject, it doesn't actually have a subject, so that's fun. But it's from Kaylee, and it was sent to us on Facebook. And it starts out like this. Hello, Adam and Robin. Hello.
Hello. I just wanted to add in a little note. Thank you to Air Dude who came in to renew their Twitch Prime, and now they're leaving. Thank you. Hello and goodbye.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much. The email goes on. Hi, my name is Kaylee, and I've been listening for months now, and I cannot get enough of you two. #couple goals. Aw, thank you so much. I reached out to you guys on Instagram a bit ago, and as promised, here are one of my many stories. So sorry in advance, as this will start off very sad, but I promise this has a happy, feel-good ending. Also, please...
That's always nice.
That's nice to be told like that up front. Also, please feel free to share this on the podcast and more spooky stories to come from our house where someone was murdered. Big smiley face.
Murdered.
That's super creepy. The story requires a little backstory to understand, but I'll try and keep it brief. When I was 18, I fell in love with a man I can only describe as my soulmate named Rudy. Shout out to AirDude68. The thing just went through, so you're seeing it right now. Happy subversary. Haha. That's 2 months in a row. Thank you one more time.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
I hate you so much. I knew you weren't going to let that go by. So, fell in love, soulmate named Rudy. In parentheses, I know it's cheesy, but it's true. He was an amazing man with a heart of gold and the most infectious personality ever. So in 2009, I was a week away from leaving school in Montana. I was super sad I was leaving him in Colorado and didn't know when I was going to be back, but he was so proud and supportive of me going, so I felt a bit better. I will never forget the morning my heart literally broke inside my chest. I was home alone, and in parentheses, my younger sister and brother were still in school at this point, and I was working on a project when my mom called me on the house phone as my cell phone was charging. Her voice was shaking, and I could barely understand her at first. I told her to take a breath and slow down. She finally collected herself and informed me Rudy was in a car accident on his way back from a trip over Labor Day weekend and was gone.
Oh, wow.
I was in a state of utter shock and don't remember much of that day. My mom actually called the school and had someone drop my sister and brother off so I wouldn't be alone. I had a decision to make as the funeral was the day after I was scheduled to leave. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like delayed departure and like do all that stuff or attend the funeral. I would attend the funeral. I knew how proud he was that I was leaving for this opportunity, so I made the executive decision to leave. And I think that's a good thing that you knew how he felt, so you felt comfortable doing that. I was obviously devastated as I felt like I abandoned everything when his family needed me the most. In parentheses, which was a dumb thing to think as his mom was totally supportive of my decision. Continuing on. Anyway, so on to the feel-good part. Months into living in Montana, I was laying in bed doing homework listening to my iPod. Keep in mind, I was broke and didn't have money to add music from the music store, so all my music was downloaded from home. I was minding my own business when all of a sudden my song stopped like it would if it was dead. I remember rolling my eyes and cursing to myself as I could have sworn I had charged it. So I took out my headphones and tossed my iPod up towards my pillow and continued studying. About 10 minutes later, I heard soft music. At first, I thought it was one of the other girls in my dorm, but slowly realized it was coming from my headphones.
That's creepy.
The best I could describe the sound is kind of like the love theme from Jane the Virgin. I've never seen that show.
Never seen it.
I just sat there and listened to it. After a few moments, I felt like someone was hugging me from behind, and I could smell Japanese cherry blossoms. In parentheses, which I forgot to mention was always the scent that reminded me of him. Apparently, I was zoned out of my bed. Tears streaming down my face, overwhelmed with a feeling of warmth and love I hadn't felt in months. My roommate came in and finally snapped me out of it, and the song was gone. I looked down at my iPod, and it was, in fact, dead. I really believe it was my Rudy Bear. In parentheses,
Aww.
He hated that nickname at first, but eventually caved, popping by to let me know he was still around and giving me a hug. I'm sorry this was kind of sad, but I actually feel blessed to have had such an amazing experience. I may or may not be tearing up while I write this, remembering how happy this made me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll be writing again with the spooky stories. Keep on creeping on. Love, Kaylee. That was really good.
It's
That's a
really
really good story.
sweet.
It's just, there's so many times, and I know we talk about it all the time, but there's so many times where you feel like someone's come back to visit you, and something happens that you can't explain, but you get the distinct impression that it's somehow attached to that person because of something that's deeply personal that like just reminds you of that person.
Yeah.
And it's just really nice to hear. It really is, because it happens a lot, and it's just something that you gotta
Thank
kinda
you
keep
so
in
much,
mind.
Carly, for the donation.
Shout out to Carly. Thank you for the money. We appreciate you donating that on twitch.tv/scarish podcast. So I don't mean to be like, give us money over this really, really sweet and touching story.
You guys are able to donate when we're not live as well. If you just go to the page, there's a link at the bottom of our main page that you can go to. So
and we'll give shout outs if you guys decide to do that. But yeah, it was really cool hanging out with like your cousin and your sister and talking about like, it was really you guys talking, and I was just kind of sitting there trying to be quiet, but I was allowed to participate in conversation every now and then. But hearing you guys talk about like deep stuff, like the history of your family and stuff like that, and you guys have so much family that's still around. And it's super cool because I feel like the family that I have was just older. Like I was born in, I'm the youngest. I'm almost the youngest of both sides of my family. So I was born into a family that's kind of a little bit older. And it was just kind of nice hearing that, because like you guys are talking about these different experiences, and I'm like, I had those experiences, and then I also remember when they passed away. So I have more experiences, kind of like Kaylee did here.
Yeah.
So, good stuff.
All right. I'm just going to go into the next one because it's pretty darn long. And I'd like to just get right into it.
That's what she said. Go ahead.
So, this one is titled One Heck of a Dream, and it begins, "Hey, Robin and Adam."
Hello.
Hey. It's Kat again. I wrote in earlier telling a story of how my grandfather passed away and a creepy scarecrow decoration. It was definitely a ramble of a story. More recently, I found myself dwelling on a freaky dream I had the night before my birthday. Buckle up, because it's pretty strange, and I swear this is 100% true.
Okay, well, here's the thing. When you say something like freaky, it usually either means scary or sexy in a weird way.
I don't think it's kinky.
And then they said strange, right?
No. Oh, it gets pretty strange.
Yeah, so again, we're not sure which way this is going to go, but let's all listen with bated breath.
You know what's funny is I had a dream.
Oh, God.
That I think Adam gave me a hickey.
That wasn't a dream.
I swear it was a dream. I thought it was a dream. And then this morning he's like, "Is that a hickey?"
That wasn't a dream. Like, there was activity that could have led to that being on your neck that happened in the waking world, too.
What? It was weird. It was random. Anyway, so.
It's a weird thing to share. I was hoping you were going to go with the Martin
stories.
Luther King version of I Have a Dream, but no, instead it was about a hickey.
Anytime I hear that beginning, I think of Rush Hour and Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Dr. King would have wanted.
Anyway, so first off, I am a person that typically has very vivid and realistic dreams, unlike some other people I know, like my boyfriend, who never dreams.
I think that's a sign, dude.
Yeah.
If you don't dream, you're either a robot or a psychopath. That's just how I feel.
Cyborg.
I'm pretty sure robots dream of electric sheep. You don't get that.
Is that a story?
It is a story.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Philip Dick that wrote that, and it's the inspiration
You're
for
a
Blade
Philip
Runner.
Dick.
You're being a real Philip Dick right now.
I think he's the weird one. I believe it. If you don't have dreams, there's something going on up there
I've
in your
met people
noggin.
that just say they can't remember their dreams. I don't think I've ever met anyone that said that they don't
Right.
dream ever.
I have several dreams a night, and they tend to blend in together. It can be anywhere from a lucid dream where I'm playing with pulling nail polish out of a bottle and putting it back in, to a horrific nightmare where I'm being chased by Golem or a murderer. In those dreams, I always tend to end up killing the thing chasing me, which I think is pretty telling of what I would do in a real case scenario. I've had dreams of being chased, stabbed, and even being kidnapped by a serial killer.
Wow. That's intense.
What are you watching during the day?
What do you listen to, read, or watch before bed? Because you might want to change that up. I had dreams that I was a public service worker and I was being yelled at by my boss, who was, in fact, Leslie Knope, and I realized I had to stop watching Parks and Rec before bed because I was like, she's such a good boss that she's even bossing me around in my dreams to do shit. And I was like waking up like tired, and I was like, Jesus, like I need to stop watching this show before we sleep.
Sometimes I'll have dreams where I do something so intensely in my dream, like running
or uppercutting.
And I wake up and either my leg is in the air or my arm is in the air or I've just punched someone.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I've been struck multiple times from Robin's dreams. So it's a good thing that's not reversed because I'm pretty sure I'd be in jail. Because I've been struck hard to the point where I'm like, I think I might need to sleep in a different room.
One of my. Sorry. Ooh, burpee.
Did you burp? I burped at the same time.
Oh, twinsies!
Yeah, high five. I looked away, though, because I'm not gross.
So, no, one of my close friends told me, I think she kicked or kneed her husband really hard in her sleep once. And he was like, oh, man, my kidneys are fucked. Because he woke up to go to the bathroom. He's like,
blood?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's not good.
That's really bad. That means you took a really, really hard hit.
Yeah. So he's like, I hate you.
The worst thing I've ever done is I was like adjusting. And sometimes like I put my hand behind my head so I can sleep like that with like a prop up. I don't want a full pillow. I just want a little bit of lift. And I went to do that and I totally elbowed Robin right in the head. And she woke up like, what the fuck? And then she went right back to sleep. And in my head, I was like, this is a good thing because she probably won't remember this, but it could be bad because she might have a concussion and she might never wake up. And I just went back to sleep and she's here right now. So everything worked out.
All right. So Kyrie, thank you so much for subscribing for the 5th month in a row. You guys are so cool.
You guys are. We really
so
appreciate
supportive,
you folks so much.
Like, oh my gosh. Okay. Thankfully, I always find a way out, but some dreams are more intense than others. I won't even go into detail about the one where I had to decapitate a dwarf out of Lord of the Rings.
What the fuck? Which one was it?
Dwarf.
Was it Gimli? You can tell me if it was Gimli.
No, you can't do that. He's a main character.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of other dwarfs in Lord of the Rings, at least in the movies. You don't see a lot of the other ones. They're mostly dead by the time they
in The Hobbit there are.
Yeah, but she said Lord of the Rings specifically. Just saying. Hashtag nerd showing.
All right. Anyways, this dream I had years ago always stuck out to me and gave me pretty weird vibes. I think I'll always remember it, and I actually hope to have another like it someday. So this dream starts. I happen to be in my bedroom with my sister, but at this time it's kept as a spare room, her and I conversing while the lights start to flicker, and the ground shakes, and all of a sudden the flickering lights cast shadows that seem to move on their own, and I hear the vacuum going down the hall, and in that moment I leave the room, and suddenly the vacuum comes bursting through the door, moving by itself. That reminds me of the trees in Doctor Who. Like the first episode David Tennant's in.
Oh, yeah.
Where the trees are spinning and they're just murdering things.
It's the Christmas episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This was reminding me of like that meme where it's like two giant tigers fighting some super robot.
Yeah.
And like, we need to defeat it. And then it just shows like the last cell is like two cats standing next to a vacuum.
Oh.
Like tipping over a glass of water onto it. I feel like you're dreaming and you're a cat and this vacuum is coming for you because of that.
It chases me around and out of the room and down the hall. I make a quick left into a spare bedroom which once was mine. I moved bedrooms in the house a lot. Must be nice being able to move bedrooms a bunch.
We couldn't really do that. We
yeah,
could move
I
to
know.
one bedroom and then back again. That's about it.
The spare bedroom is decorated as if it were my own again. I struggle to close the door as the vacuum is ramming itself against it. I can see it trying to push itself into the room, and instead of the machine bursting through, I see the growling snout of some type of dog/wolf hybrid making its way through. Thankfully, I managed to close the door.
Again, I think you're a cat in this dream.
Yeah, right?
Because you're being chased by some sort of dog.
I turn to look around my room and see some drawings on pink construction paper. I look at one and see it's a picture of a girl on a swing, roughly stick figures in black crayon. I look back at the door, locking it this time, and when I turn toward the picture again, I see the black crayon has melted and smeared itself across the page. And all of a sudden, I hear a voice behind me saying, "Come with me."
I really thought it was going to be There Is No Dana, Only Zool, but that's just because I'm so fucking hyped for this new Ghostbusters movie.
You're ridiculous.
I am ridiculous, but I am so excited.
I look towards the door, and it's a tall man. His skin is very pale and almost grayish or green in tint. He has a messy crop of black curls on his head, some stubble, but he has kind eyes. Behind him are a large pair of wings bound down and together with leather and chains. It's a super sexy version of Castiel.
I was going to say, this sounds like Castiel, the angel with just chains on him. Are they recreational? Are they restricting him? He's like, come with me.
If you want to live. I freak out for a second because something like this has never happened to me, obviously, and I know the term stranger danger.
That's funny.
I'd go with Cass.
Wow. What's his name? Misha Collins?
Misha
Collins hit her up.
Yeah, I love Misha Collins. I think he's adorable. He's so cute with his kids, too. I decide to test him. I pick up the other picture and hold it to my chest. This one is way better than the other. It's almost like a painting. There's a golden statue of an angel shining with a spear in its hand, a demon at its feet, and a bright blue background. I say, I'll go with you if you can tell me what this picture is of. He seems frustrated as he tells me we have to go now. I stand my ground, though, and stare at him. He furrows his brow and finally says it is the fall of Michael. Confused, I look at the picture again and see that it's changed. That would freak me out.
That's weird.
Now the picture shows a more decayed statue with chains restraining it as the demon escapes. At this point, I'm like, okay, he's legit, and I walk towards him.
What the fuck? Who would go with this person?
He tells me to hurry, and then suddenly we are in a completely different place. It's like the inside of someone's stomach. Gross. I look around me and see cribs all around. I walk over to one and see what looks like a fetus fused to the crib. This seems like a Dante's Inferno type thing.
Yeah, it really does.
As if it's growing out of it. I freak out and step away, asking him what this was. The children of your sister are here, is what he replies. This is a weird dream. You gotta stop watching this freaky shit.
Right?
A hearty laugh comes out of nowhere from a pretty hefty man reclining back. He seems to be relaxing. The mystery man whisks me away again, and we're looking down upon a courtyard from a balcony. There's an elderly man walking to the middle of the floor in front of the hefty man from before. He's carrying something, a scroll maybe, and using a walking stick. I ask the mystery man who that is, and he replies with, "Jesus Christ, don't touch him."
Wow. Do you think he was actually saying that's his name, or was he just like really frustrated saying don't touch him? Like, Jesus Christ, don't touch him. Like, stop asking me who everyone is.
And I'm like, dude, I had no intention. Jesus makes his way to the center of the floor while this guy's laughing at him. He lifts the scroll up and looks towards the sky, yelling, Father, please.
So just a quick reminder. This is someone's dream.
Yeah, this is,
and they have a boyfriend who doesn't dream. I think you found your counterpart in life.
Right?
If you found someone who doesn't dream, and this is the shit you dream about. This is the most vivid, intense shit I have ever heard in a dream.
Right? It seemed like they were trying to work out something. I'm not sure. I'm pretty stunned at this point, and the mystery man drags me away again. Now we're standing in front of two massive doors. One says God's way, and the other says the devil's way.
I wish that sign existed in real life. Like, sincerely, I do.
Under both are population tickers going up. Long lines are piled behind them, and at this point, I feel pretty comfortable with Mystery Man and grab him by the hand.
I'm going to do a quick break-in because we had someone request something in stream chat. It says, my husband is listening. Please greet him, Brian Reyes. What up, Brian Reyes? Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
We appreciate you. Get back to this crazy fucking dream. Blow my mind some more.
Okay. Boom.
She struck me. I mean, that's on camera. So, yeah, there's a lawsuit on our hands now.
I pull us towards the one that says God's way. He seems pretty surprised by my action and looks down at me. I notice at this point that under the population ticker, it says New York. I turn to Mystery Man and say, it makes sense because New York has so many people.
So God's way is New York. I can tell you I was just there, and I'm not saying I'm going to dispute that, but it just seems like a weird choice for it to be God's way.
I just think it's like the brain does weird things. So it's just like it keeps adding more stuff, and it's like, oh, I was thinking about New York. I guess that's going to be a part of it.
There's sometimes where you can wake up from a really weird dream and be like, oh, I thought about that for like a split second yesterday, and somehow my brain decided to like reshuffle all this information and filed it away, and that's probably what like caused it to pop up in my dream.
Yeah.
But that's this is really fucking weird. What happens next?
And then I wake up. That's literally what happens. So it says, and then I wake up. Okay. Now, I'm not a very religious person. I'm more in the category that I believe that there is something, but I don't really agree with the way people define religion, is what it means. I've always been fascinated by polytheistic religions, and out of that, I've always been interested in the archangels of Christianity. Again, I'm not very religious, and if anything, I am spiritual in nature. A lot of people say that, I notice.
If supernatural has taught me anything, you're probably a prophet of some sort, and you have a tablet that you need to decipher.
So this was a really weird dream for me. It left me with a fuzzy warm feeling, and I always kind of felt like Mystery Man was some kind of close friend of sorts. At some points, it looked like I've looked at this guy as the Archangel Michael, but right now I'm not sure who. Well, I mean, you saw the dude, and it didn't look like the statue, so it must not have been him.
The fall of Michael is really weird because, I mean, I'm not a theologian or anything, but there has not really been that many things, even in works of fiction, that depicted Michael as anything but like supremely good. Yeah, so it's except for Supernatural, where he's just kind of a douchebag. But yeah, that's it's really weird. That's why when you said the fall of Michael and this fucking angel has chains on its wings, I was like, oh, clearly this is the devil.
Yeah.
Because when they got to the devil or the God path, and they chose the God path, and the angel or the mystery man was just like, really bummer. Like, I figure like
you're going to New York. Whatevs.
It's just weird.
Let's see. After this dream, I found out my sister did have abortions. Whoa! What?
Wow.
Wow. That's like...
Imagine telling that story to your sister, and when you get to that part, they're like, this is a really weird roundabout way to ask me if I've had a schmishmorshman.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I also met my boyfriend 2 years later, whose first and middle name are James Matthew. That's like you,
religious.
Right? Yeah.
My name is fairly religious. I am named after He-Man, but Adam is obviously the first man, and Matthew is obviously someone from the Bible. So.
Yeah. He's very tall with dark hair and some stubble and very kind eyes.
Aw.
So kind of looks like him, I guess.
Sounds like the devil. I think you're dating the devil.
Oh, my lord.
He doesn't dream, just saying. He's either a robot or he's a demon. So.
All right. So, lastly, I found out that the Archangel Michael communicates through dreams most often. I thought it was Gabriel that does that. I guess most angels do that. I don't know. Who's the one that was like, hey, Mary, you're pregnant?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I need to research that story. I haven't read that story in a long time. All I really know about like the Christ birth story and the nativity thing is that we have a nativity scene we set up out of like little small figurines that my mom always puts up, and I always swap out baby Jesus for the baby lamb and see how long it takes someone to notice.
No one
usually
did it
takes
this
a couple
year,
of
though.
days. I didn't do it this year.
Anyway, so Michael's the warrior angel, and in most of my dreams, I end up fighting. So no idea why, but I have a very strong connection to this dream and its meaning. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening. Keep up the amazing work, Kat.
Well, thank you so much for sending that in.
Very intense dream.
I'd like to read something that just scrolled by on chat over here, too. Carly from the Twitch Prime chat over there, or just Twitch chat, I don't know why I said Prime, says, props to this person's dedication to typing out their dream. I have had several dream situations I've wanted to send in, but for some reason, dreams are just so much to type out, and it really makes me wish there was an audio submission option for Storytimes, LOL. 2 things. Yeah, I totally agree. Shout out to like trying to remember a full dream because it's so easy to forget them.
Yeah.
And 2, audio submissions for stories aren't something that we don't accept.
Yeah, if you guys just send us an audio file.
Yeah, if you know how to record it, I don't know how to. I mean, maybe I can try and find something where like you can click record on the website and submit the audio file. That might take a bit of doing, but if you know how to record your stuff and send it in, I mean, we could try and accept those and then maybe
transcribe them
or something like that. I mean,
it's not like your mom doesn't know.
I don't want to keep asking my mom for shit, so I probably wouldn't send those to her. But I mean, there's a bunch of different ways, and if that one is something that more of you folks would be more comfortable with. And I know a lot of times people prefer to tell their story with their own tone of voice too.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's actually a really good idea. But super mad props to sending this long email.
Yeah, it was long.
Sometimes it's really hard to remember a dream.
But that's a really intense dream.
It is.
So
and
it
I understand,
seems pretty memorable.
I understand why you want to include every detail and be like, I know this is weird, aborted babies, right? But then I found out my sister actually had an abortion and my dream was telling the truth. That is weird. I will say I wouldn't trust any fucking angel with chained up wings. Just saying.
Yeah.
That seems like a really, really bad sign. Like, let me just put it this way. If you're going to have an angel fall from heaven and you don't want it to use its wings, but you want it to keep them, you chain them up. That's what I would do.
All
so,
right.
just saying, that's just kind of creepy. Beware of, like, who's leading you down weird paths, especially if they're disappointed when you pick God's path, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good one. This is a really good email.
Cool.
What are your thoughts?
Thoughts?
And prayers?
Oh, my God.
Hashtag thoughts and
Thoughts
prayers.
and prayers. Sorry, this weekend we were talking to my sister and we were just like, it really irritates me.
When all people do to help anyone to say thoughts and prayers.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, can't fix stuff with just thoughts and prayers.
You can't. It's like if you could do something and you choose to only say that, then you're being lazy and apathetic. And that does drive me nuts too.
Thank you, Jaxie, for your subscription. You guys are so awesome.
Quick reminder, if you guys have an Amazon Prime account, you can sign up apparently super quick. Because I saw Jaxie Babe ask how to do it. Someone said you go into settings and just link your Amazon account. And then you can use one free subscription per month to any channel you pick. And if you pick that to us, it's free money that Amazon keeps every month if you don't use it. Or you can give basically free $5 to one channel, and we would encourage you to choose us.
Yeah, and you get a cool little icon that I made next to your text now.
So now,
if you're a Twitch subscriber.
Something we don't do, but we could do, and I know a lot of channels that have like thousands of people that watch them. If chat is unruly or if a lot of stuff is going by at the same time, you can switch your chat to subscriber only. So that way anyone who's like donating money to the show who supports the show can have their say. And a lot of the channels that use that at least that I watch is because there's trolls that come in and act like jerks, and you can ignore them rather than trying to ban everybody by just switching over. We don't have to do that because you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
But if you do want to join, like Robin said, you do get that icon next to your name letting us know that you are a subscriber. So
nice.
Sometimes people switch over to it and then take all the names from chat and do like a free giveaway or something like that as well. So maybe in the future we'll do something like that.
That'd be cool.
But anyways, what are your thoughts, bro?
I think that's a very intense dream. And Michael, I think, is definitely that warrior angel.
Yeah.
So I could see why you fight a bunch in your dreams. Maybe it's just a personality thing, like you're a pretty headstrong person.
It could be.
But your boyfriend is, what's going on? Why no dreams?
I want to check this chat, because when I said that only weirdos don't dream, someone posted like, but I don't have dreams. ASDF ASFD over there said, but I never dream, man. I don't understand people that don't dream. I've always had nightmares, and then eventually they just turn into really vivid, creepy dreams that I just deal with. But I've never met people that just don't have dreams. Like, I've met people that just don't remember them or stuff like that. But
yeah.
That is really weird. I don't know. It's probably a good thing. You probably get really good sleep. Leo Chacha always says, does anyone else say hello when they say hello? I hope you guys do. I hope when we say hello when reading these emails, everyone goes, hello. Even if you're just at work and you're listening to your earbuds in a really quiet place and your coworkers just randomly hear you saying hello to yourself, I think that's hilarious.
Oh, I think it's cute, though, because then it's like you don't feel so alone sometimes when you're... I hate being alone all day. I can't handle it.
I prefer it. And
if I'm alone all
weird.
day, I'll like text my sister or something like that where I'm just like, what are you doing?
Your sister, huh?
And you.
Good to know. Sure, and me. I'm going to move on to my last story of the evening, and it starts out like this. The subject is homegrown horror, and it starts out, hi.
Hi. Heidi ho ho.
Roger.
No, isn't that what the guy from Hot Fuzz goes? Like, he goes like, hi, or Heidi ho ho.
I don't know.
Like,
Roger is just from Star Wars, is what the robots say.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I went with.
Tim Messenger,
This is a long one, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to it. I am such a big fan of your podcast. I actually listen to you guys when I'm in microbiome lab, and I always freak myself out because it's always so freakishly cold in there, and everyone would judge me. LOL. Sad face. So I have a story to share, but I don't know if this will relate to any topics. I still want to share with you guys and my fellow friend. Hee. Oh, and you can refer to me as Casey. That would be lovely. Anywhom, let's get started. Let's get started. I knew she was going to do that. Rose, what's her name?
Rosanna Fencino.
That's it.
I used to watch her a whole lot back when she was not as famous as she is now. And,
she always had two dinosaurs in the background of her videos having sex with each other. Like she had two toys as dinosaurs. Her background was a bunch of different stuff, kind of how we have a bunch of shit. Imagine two dinosaur figures about this size, and one's always humping the other one, either in doggy or missionary, typically.
All right.
So that's not there anymore. She fucking made cake pops with Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of like every legendary Nintendo character, and then she played Mario Kart with him. That's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool, dude.
Ridiculously famous, ridiculously rich, has her own cooking line, and it all stemmed from being a YouTube star.
Yeah, who baked.
Kill me.
Who did cool shit.
Ugh.
So we're on YouTube right now. I don't think I'm going to be sitting here talking ghost stories with Shigeru Miyamoto anytime soon, though.
No, that'd be so cool. Be like, oh.
You know who we need on the fucking show? Hideo Kojima.
Yes!
Yeah, that would be super cool.
If we could get Hideo Kojima like, hey, what was the inspiration for this, and this?
Crazy shit we've seen.
Oh my goodness,
super cool.
That'd be so cool.
So, okay, let's get back to this email and stop just daydreaming about bullshit. So, two of my girl cousins, let's call them Stacy and Darcy, and I decided.
I hear Stacy's mom's got it going on.
I hate you so much. I saw Darcy and I thought Marcy Darcy.
Who's Marcy Darcy?
It's from Married with Children. She gets drunk and marries a dude, and like they meet him. His name is Jefferson. He winds up being a mainstay on the show, but she doesn't even know what her new last name is in this episode. She's like, sweetheart, what's your last name? He's like, my name is Jefferson Darcy. And she's like, Marcy Darcy's gonna be my name. It's where they got the Julia Gulia joke for The Wedding Singer, which is also a really good movie. So I've gotten a sentence more into this fucking email that's super long. Okay, she has sisters. We're calling them Stacy and Darcy, and I decided that we should do a quick, fun trip to Cabo, Mexico this summer. Fast forward. Here I am at the airport with Stacy, getting in line for security check. We both were excited and anxious as we would meet Darcy and her fiance in Cabo. We landed and we were waiting for Darcy while drinking some beers with Darcy's fiance's friends. LOL. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Why?
Beers and friends and an LOL. There should be a winky face in there too, just saying you're in Cabo.
Orgy.
Why wouldn't you? I wasn't going with orgy. I was just thinking like consensual sex. But who the fuck knows?
Okay.
Darcy. Jesus Christ, dude. Darcy arrives, and we said goodbye to her fiance as he was there with his boys for a separate trip in a city about an hour away from us. It's like, oh, wah. There goes Robin's orgy. We walked to our shuttle bus and took selfies as we waited for more passengers. We arrived to our resort, and it was definitely not a 5-star resort as we are broke college students, but we managed to find an affordable 3-star resort that was decent on the eyes.
3-star resorts are really good.
Bad. And gracious with their services. In parentheses, shout out to Darcy's sugar daddy, a.k.a. fiance, though. LOL. He paid for half the rooms. Hee hee. That is really nice.
Wow.
Sugar daddy's a fun term.
Yeah, I need one.
Oh, fudge you. Fudge you so fudging much. Your sister, when I was gainfully employed, would always be like, I wish I had a sugar daddy. Mrs. got 2 packages from Amazon every day for 5 years. Let me get back to this before I start on fire from anger right now.
Sorry.
Our room was upgraded, which led us to a bigger kitchen, a pull-out bed in the living room, a bathroom outside, and then a master room.
A bathroom outside?
Don't know. First of all, the bathroom
Kinky?
in the bedroom was poorly lit. What the fuck? Was poorly lit. The toilet had a little wall divider and was somewhat far away from the door. So we stayed there 4 nights and 5 days. The trip went by quick, filled with drunk days and nights and adventures to get the best tacos and churros in town. Something I should mention is that the morning of our 3rd day, I woke up with bruises all over my legs. It does sound like you're having a good vacation. Starting from my shins to my upper thighs. I didn't pay much attention because I'm easily bruised. So what is it, bruised like a peach? Is that the expression?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's the expression. I saw someone that likes to go and like use their thumbnail to carve messages in bananas, hoping that people will buy them and take them home.
And they get dark.
Because eventually that scratch mark will get dark. Something like, I'm in your house. Or it's just,
I know what you did last summer.
Right? Super creepy shit. Anyways. However, the bruises I would get wouldn't hurt, but these bruises did if I stepped too hard or if it was lightly brushed upon. Darcy said that it was because I was twerking on everyone and everything, and that's how I got those bruises from the night before. LOL.
Wow.
I shrugged my shoulders and just went on with my life. I really want to toss in a hashtag whole life, but I don't want to offend you.
My older sister, is always like, man, I wear that for when I go hoeing around. And she's a mom, like, married with 2 kids. So she just says that like a joke. But it always makes me laugh.
That's funny. So it was the last night there, and we were all packing our belongings. Stacy had brought melatonin gummy. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. What's melatonin?
I don't know. Someone let us know.
I know what serotonin is.
I know what serotonin is as well. Okay, so I mean, melatonin is something skin oriented. I don't fucking know.
That's melanin.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. I'm just gonna go ahead and edit out this entire part. So please let us know how stupid we are if you're watching us live. This will never make the actual show. So we have so many episodes where we record where we're like, wait, who was? And then insert someone we should know.
Jamie says melatonin makes you sleepy.
Okay, melatonin gummies. That's fucked up. It's like he brought downers in the form of gummy bears.
It helps you sleep when you need them.
Okay. So, good to know. I'm just going to pretend like I knew that.
All right.
Stacy had brought melatonin gummies.
Isn't it for skin?
Fuck you. Shut up. I need to re-record this. I need to mark this now.
Okay, go.
All right, we're going to reread this whole sentence and make it sound not dumb. And now, because you folks watched us,
it's not possible.
When you listen to this, you can be like, I know that they're stupid as shit and they didn't know this. Stacy had brought melatonin gummies, which just I happen to know. And shout out to Jamie for letting us know, is melatonin something that'll help you sleep.
You're
so it's
welcome
like a sleep
for
aid.
Me telling you what melanin is.
It. Don't even do that. And I asked, why you ruin my second take? You do this every time. You know how many times I don't post shit where Robin fucks it up, goes, fuck, and then she fucks it up again, and then she has a little spaz, and then she starts the sentence over? Lots. I do it for myself, too. All right, I'm going to finish this email. I swear to God I am.
Okay.
Unless I have a heart attack and die before we get there. Marking it. I'm just marking it, starting over. Stacy had... Stop it. You're talking over my repeat. You do it every time, man.
Okay, go.
Stacy had brought melatonin gummy.
You're screwing it up yourself.
Shut up.
Okay.
Everyone be quiet. If you're talking out there in the audience, everyone needs to be quiet right now, okay? I need to concentrate. Stacy had brought melatonin gummies, and I asked to eat some because I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep that night. Not enough twerking that night, apparently. So Stacy and Darcy slept in the room together while I slept outside in the living room on the pull-out bed throughout the trip. But for some strange-ass reason that night, I was afraid to sleep outside. I had a feeling that I didn't want to. The past couple of nights that I was there, I had barely any light on, but the last night I slept with the lights on. Anyways, this creepy, ominous feeling that I didn't want to sleep there myself kept eating at me, but the melatonin gummy did its job and I slept like a baby. Okay, I can hear Adam being like,
try these.
What the fuck? This shit ain't scary. Sorry, I was giving you some backstory before I get into the real shit. No, I was just mainly making fun of
Gotta know about how much you twerk.
Yeah, making fun of that whole life. That's okay, though.
What
you're in Cabo, you do you. So, getting on with this email.
You live the whole life, and you don't even live in Cabo.
What the fuck? I don't live the whole life. Lived the whole life. I'm getting back to it. So the morning came and we checked out the room. What? I used to look good, man. That's all I'm saying.
So what you're saying, because you don't look good, you can't hoe?
No, I don't look good anymore, and I don't hoe. That's what I'm saying. Get off my back, okay? So the morning came. I never went to Cabo and twerked on a bunch of dudes. Not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying I haven't. So the morning came and we checked out the room and went into our shuttle bus. On the way back to the airport, Stacy, Darcy, and me were talking about our trip and we were laughing and joking around. When we got to the airport, Stacy and I were waiting for Darcy to go to the bathroom. Stacy breaks the silence and asked me if the melatonin gummy worked, and I said yes. I decided to tell her about how I had a feeling that I shouldn't have slept outside in the living room. Stacy is very scared of paranormal shit. Her expression changed. I asked why, what happened? So she asked me why I didn't go in the room with them and that I'm not the only one. She proceeded to tell me that her and Darcy were unable to sleep because they kept hearing a sound that was like if someone dropped a marble at the head of their bed. They tried to play it off as if that sound was coming from the other room, but the sound was repetitive and much more clear than it had to be done in the room. So they kept hearing the sound, tried to pretend that it was happening in a different room, and we're like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's from somewhere else, but it kept happening so often. They're like, no, that's coming from in here. That's pretty creepy. Not only that, but Darcy, who experienced some paranormal shit the last couple of nights there, didn't want to freak us out, so she kept quiet. Darcy said that one of the nights there, she woke up in the middle of the night and saw a dark figure standing at the doorway and thought it was me because I was in the living room. She went back to sleep, but as she was about to fall asleep, someone whispered in her ear. The whisper was nonsense and she woke up, but no one was there. She brushed it off and went back to sleep. FYI, this isn't the first time something like this happened to her. That made sense because the next night they semi-closed the door. So everyone's keeping each other in the dark while you guys are down there having fun because they're having creepy shit happen to them.
Yeah.
Stacy then tells us that one of the days she was in the bathroom in the bedroom by herself, she heard a voice calling for her, which I remember because she was shouting from the bathroom as if she was talking to someone in the room when both me and Darcy were in the living room.
That's creepy.
Stacy thought she heard one of us talking to her through the door.
Shut up!
So
she totally thought she was talking to one of her friends.
So you guys heard her yelling, and she thought she was talking to you guys. We went home, and everything was all good. I went to work the next night, in parentheses, as a side job, I work at a clothing store in the mall during graveyard shifts to restock and change the store's layout. I was wearing shorts, and my coworker freaked out because she saw my majorly bruised legs. She came up to me and looked over the bruises on my outer thigh, and she joked, "You like it rough, huh?"
Oh my gosh!
There's no other way for me to read that sentence. I'm sorry.
If my coworker asked me that, I'd be like, "Oh my god, please no."
Get the fuck away from me. Being an oblivious kawaii girl, which is cute, right? That's what that means. Kawaii.
Kawaii.
As someone who has that word in their shop's name.
It's really hard with that word because you could say kawaii, which is cute, but then if you say kawaii, that's scary. So you could really, it's like, oh, I'm kawaii. Oh yeah, you're pretty scary. I agree.
That's funny. So she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She put her hand over my bruises as if she was grabbing my thighs. That's when it clicked in my head. The bruises on my thighs looked like handprints, as if someone had grabbed my thighs. So as much as we're joking around about this whole life thing down there, she's like, I don't know how I'm getting bruises. And then she's realizing at this point that her bruises look like someone had been grabbing her. I kid you not, my heart dropped to my ass, and I told her everything that happened. Thanks for reading my story, and excuse my English because fob life. That's hilarious. Fob is FOB, fresh off the boat. Thanks for keeping my week alive with your podcast, and keep it up. Well, thank you. That story is pretty fucking awesome.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you for being very open, and we don't mean to shame you in any way, shape, or form.
No.
We're glad you had fun on your trip. We're joking around about the whole life thing. So it's just really, really funny that you're doing this thing, and you're like, oh my God, like my legs are super bruised. And then you hear about the shadow person living in this room that you were in. All of a sudden, it's like, you have handprints on your fucking legs.
Yeah, that's scary.
And I imagine if those had been the result of some sort of intimacy with another human being, you probably would have mentioned, like, this was the only time this could have happened, because right now it just seems like these just straight up came from a demon that was living in your room. And that's super, super fucking creepy. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think, Robin? What are your thoughts on this one?
My fear would be that it was like a person, you know?
That there was someone actually like creeping into your room?
Yes.
Yeah,
that would be my biggest fear. It would freak me out.
But if someone whispers in your ear and you wake up and look and they're not there, like immediately my head would go from intruder to demon.
Yeah.
So.
Immediately.
That's super fucking creepy.
Yeah. But the thing that creeps me out is there was somebody that was talking to their friend. Through the door.
Yeah.
And it wasn't them. And their friend was like, I thought it was you guys. I don't know.
How would they know their name?
Right.
That's another thing where if it's a person, how would they know? So I would like you to, before we move over into the stream chat, tell me the difference in pronunciation between the scary version and the cute version of the word, because I want to make sure I'm not saying it wrong forever.
Kawaii means
It's like
cute.
three syllables. Kawaii.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the I is 2 I's, so it like drags out. And then kawaii is scary.
So 2 syllables is scary. 3 syllables. Kawaii is
They're
cute.
totally spelt differently too. But it's just like, it's just how you say it. Because so many people say like kawaii as it's cute.
I'm pretty sure I've told everyone Robin's kawaii corner, which would be Robin's scary corner.
Yeah.
Which kind of would make sense too.
I hate you. Okay.
All right, so let's look over into the stream chat, because I know a lot of the people probably in the YouTube chat were like, "You are a moron. It took you 5 takes to get that sentence
Yeah,
out."
Jangmi says leave it in, all of it.
It's funny. I think I might have to, because it's just so absurd.
This next email is from Tanner.
This is our last one too.
This is our last one. So this next one's from Tanner on Instagram, and it goes, "Hello.
Hello.
I wanted to share a quick story about some small horrors of my childhood, and you can share this on the podcast. Thank you." So basically, the story is based around my closet and not the basement. You're welcome, Robin. Thank you. So side note.
Uh-oh.
My sister has a basement, and her washer and dryer are in the basement.
She refused to go to this basement.
I didn't go down there the entire time.
She would not go down. It was a normal basement.
I made an effort to not look towards the door of the basement either.
I went down there. It was totally normal. There was like washer, dryer, storage for all your stuff. And I'm like, we would have so much more storage space if we had a basement in our home, but we don't. And it's just like, basements are nice. And they're like shelters. They're storage space. There's like little girls who live down there in white dresses with long black hair that talk about how they watch you when you sleep. And they describe Robin very vividly. And I was like, you're so sweet.
Shut up.
So fun stuff.
Anyway, yeah, no, I did not go down there. And they have 2 basements. And one of them can only get reached by the outside.
I didn't go to that basement because I forgot
about it. So I was like, no, if you can only, it's just like...
The one's for the fresh murders. The other one is for disposing of the bodies, apparently.
Anyway, so this entire story pretty much started when I was about 6 or 7, when I had an imaginary friend who lived in the closet. Not sure why he or she lived in the closet, but I guess my little mind just decided that's where it should live. So for the sake of this story, I'm going to name my imaginary friend Anna, because I can't remember its name. But apparently, when my sister-in-law, Sarah, would come over, I would always tell her about Anna.
Did she want to build a snowman?
That's Anna.
What? Oh, yeah. Wow. What a horrible mistake I have made. Shout out to Frozen on Broadway, my first Broadway show in New York, and it was fucking sweet.
So sweet. It was great.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
The chick who played Anna was just phenomenal. Anna. I will punch you.
I
swear to God.
Yeah, the girl that played Anna was the best. She was so, like, the energy from her character.
She was just very charismatic.
Yeah, and the little kids that played the younger versions.
Anna and Elsa, yeah. I will say this, the grown-up lady who played Elsa, at first I was like, she's not that great. And, like, I'm always being critical in my head. I was like, but she's good. Like, she's Broadway good, but Anna was stealing the show.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's an intermission, and right before intermission was, of course, Let It Go. And... like, Elsa rocked that fucking song. Like, that was the best rendition of that song I've ever heard. And they always adjust the songs for Broadway just a little bit so the end has this really long, high note. And then, like, as soon as it was over, like, everything popped and the lights just went dark. And I was like, that was fucking sweet. And the crowd went insane. And I was just like, this is super cool. It was really, really fun.
It was really good. And then the guy that played...
the bad guy.
No, not the bad guy.
Kristoff?
Not Kristoff. He's the one that owns the spa.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the character's name.
Oaken, I think his name is.
This is a double shrug. You can't hear it right now, folks.
I think Oaken, the guy that played Oaken, the guy that owns the spa, that's like, he's like, big summer blowout.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
They gave him a song.
Yeah, he had his own song. And I don't know. It was really good.
Higa? Is that what it is? Higa? I can't remember.
It's all about Higa.
It's about being happy.
Like happy, comfort, all that stuff.
It was good.
I loved him.
The guy who plays what's the prince's name? Hans. The guy who played Hans. I know Hans is like the evil character and the bad guy, but the guy who played Hans was really, really good.
He was my favorite.
He had an excellent voice.
He had the best acting skills.
He was good.
Yeah,
he was so good. Like, I hate that fucking character, and I was joking around when we were walking there. Like, every time Hans comes on stage, I'm like, "Boo, you suck!" And then, like, by the end of it, I was like, "No, like, Hans, you're better than this. I know you."
It's because when he first started acting in the beginning, I was like, man, but he's so
so charming.
He's so charming and sweet and whatever. Anyway.
Then he's like, die, bitch. And I was like, what the fuck, Hans? You're better than this.
Oh, BT Dubs, they added all the Indiana Jones on Netflix. You guys should go watch those.
This is true. I haven't seen Raiders in so long, and I haven't seen the second one. I want to say Legend of the Hidden Temple, but that is not the name of that fucking...
Raiders of the Lost
Raiders
Ark.
is first. Second is
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Third is Last Crusade, and the fourth one we do not speak of. I have not seen it either.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or whatever.
So lame. So lame.
That's going to be on the list. We got to watch it because I've seen it and you haven't.
Oh, well, that's great. Fuck.
What?
Damn it. I just don't want to watch it, but hey, whatever. That's the premise of that new show.
Anyway, imaginary friend, Anna.
Oh, yeah, there's an email. My bad, dog.
One particular time, I told her to go into my closet with the door shut and to talk to Anna. What the fuck? That's what it says in the email. Anyways, she wasn't really comfortable doing that, so we just did something else, I guess. So some time went by, and Sarah was babysitting me for the weekend while my parents went away. I slept pretty much opposite of the house from her, and she slept upstairs. So one night, the family dog, Kino, was in the hallway below the staircase leading up to her room. Sarah woke up and to the sound of Kino whimpering / softly barking, just loud enough so she could hear it.
That's scary.
She walked down.
Waking up to that is super scary.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like your dog whimpering downstairs.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Like, because you'd either think like the dog is hurt or there's something down there that
if you have a
scares that
dog that doesn't normally do that,
Yeah.
yes. But if your dog normally does that to
like Baxter.
to wake you up, yeah.
That's her sister's dog, who's what, half mastiff, half boxer.
Yeah, it was a huge
He's
dog.
a whiny dog. He cries all the time.
Anyway, so woke up to the sound of the dog. So she walked downstairs to see what was wrong, and Kino then led Sarah to my room. I don't think where this was going. As she opened the door, she saw me standing up and talking to the closet.
That's fucking creepy.
On my bed while still asleep. What the fuck?
No, I don't want to kill them all.
Oh, no. She then just turned around and went back upstairs out of fear. What? Sarah, shame on you. Like, what?
Can you say that you would go in there and try and do something differently?
I don't know.
What would you do? I sincerely want to know, if you walked and saw your sister standing on the bed talking to a closet while still asleep, what would you do?
So, call the cops.
I would flip the lights on and grab a pillow and start a pillow fight with a sleeping person. Because as much as it's not that violent, it's at least something where I could take out my fear and frustration.
What if the lights don't turn on?
If the lights don't wake up, then I'm just leaving the house.
The lights don't wake up.
Whatever.
The lights turn on.
You know what I'm talking about. Let it go.
I hate you. I never had an issue with the closet being scary to me until then. And then a few years later, I think I might have been between 8 and 10 when I woke up in the middle of the night to see that at the top of my closet was particularly dark, even with my bright nightlight.
That's fucking creepy.
Oh my gosh.
Somewhere the light doesn't go is always super creepy.
That always freaks me out when it's in the dark and I feel like, man, that corner's darker than normal. You know, that is always so scary to me. I then proceeded to have dreams that were about a witch living in the top of my closet.
That's fucking super creepy.
I don't know why it was a witch, but anyways, I hope you liked my story. I'm not good at writing, so I'm sorry if it was hard to understand/read. I started saying slash.
We've made fun of a lot of
understand.
the sentences I've fucked up, so understand, I think we deserve to highlight.
Understand/read. But I always enjoy sharing spooky stories. Love you guys. Tanner Quiet. Pronounced quiet, like shh.
Cool.
That's what it says. It's
that was
cute.
good.
Yeah, that is really good.
It's really creepy. Like, I totally understand waking up, seeing something scary, and then dreaming about it directly afterwards. But the idea that you're dreaming about something very, very specific, like a witch, is just, I don't know, kind of haunting. It totally reminds me of The Haunting. I don't know. What is it called? The Conjuring. My bad. The Conjuring.
I love the Conjuring movies.
Where the witch is on top of that wardrobe. Yeah. Super creepy. Definitely. But keep in mind, love is an open door. So.
Love is an open sore.
That's the way I sing it when I'm upset. Love is an open door.
All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us for another great episode of Storytime. And we hope you guys will join us next week and enjoy the stories.
Quick reminder. It's January. You know what that means? January Patreon push. Patreon.com/scarishpodcast. It's $1. You sign up for $1, as little as $1. We get 7 more people by the end of January. I have to wear a cheerleader outfit and shave my legs.
I don't know where we're going to get one.
I'll figure it out. But we will be able to go to the Winchester house. I was about to say the Winchester Museum.
Is it a mansion?
Mansion. Winchester Mansion. And do a meetup there. It'll be
Sam and
super
Dean.
fun. So, exactly. We hope they're there. 300th episode. Shout out to Supernatural.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations. 300th episode.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of episodes. Shows typically don't get there. So, it's pretty cool that a premise that is kind of cheesy has managed to last that long. Anyways, patreon.com, sign up, become a patron. For those of you who've been holding off, now is the time to go do that. Robin, if people want to donate to us when we're not live on air, do one-time donations, what are the ways that they can do that?
You can go to ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/scaryish-podcast, and those are all one-time donations that will go to helping us upgrade our studio setup, which is great. And then obviously here, twitch.tv/scaryish-podcast, there's a link at the bottom of our page, and it'll link you guys to our donations.
Just click donate. It should take you right there.
And then Patreon.
Exactly.
So we got a lot of options for you, and anything you guys do helps. Even just sharing the episodes, giving us 5-star reviews on iTunes or wherever you listen to us. So.
Yeah, anything you can do definitely helps. We appreciate everyone that listens. Thank you, folks, so much. Someone messaged us and said, "You read my story. Thank you so much. Like my family all wants to know now." And I checked the download numbers, and our downloads jumped because it looks like a lot of the family members downloaded multiple episodes. So that's just super cool to see someone say like, oh, I shared your show with like my family so they can hear the story. And then all of a sudden, like I can visibly see on our statistics, like, oh, our download numbers went up, and it's because of one person. That was one person that did that. So we appreciate all of you that have done that for us, and it means a lot to us. And if you have a homegrown horror, which is like spiritual, paranormal, or even just funny or creepy or coincidental or superstitious, anything that happens. I love
the ones that end up being hilarious.
They're so much fun, and we appreciate when you guys share those with us, and email storytime@scarish.com. Or go to our website, scarish.com, and click on Contact Us. Fill out that form. It comes directly to us. It works really well, and it's super fast for you folks. And honestly, like you can go to facebook.com and message us. We respond to everything we get there. There's no automatic response, which we should probably set up. But we like to have the personal touch of it. It's one of us or both of us responding to you folks. If you message us, you can facebook.com/scarishpodcast and click like on the page, join the Spooky Friends group there. You can post there if you want instant feedback from the community. Some folks will tell us stuff like the superstition, the hashtag superstitious.
Yeah, we love hearing your superstitions.
We've got a lot of them. They've been really, really cool to hear. My mom was telling me some earlier today,
so I think we're going to compile them, like Adam said.
Yes, and we're going to read them on the next topic episode, which should be out on Tuesday. And we'll let you guys know, like, kind of a recap of the superstition thing to let you guys know what you've reached out to us with. And if you want to reach out to us through the other Instagrams, the other social medias, Instagram is @ScarishPodcast, Twitter is @ScarishPod, and Discord, just go to scarish.com and find the Discord link, and it'll take you to that. So,
and we have our own personal Twitters and Instagrams too, if you guys want to follow our personal ones.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm at the Adam Diaz and everything.
And I'm at the Robin Grace. Twinsies.
Oh my God, twinning. And I think that's just about everything we have. So thank you to everyone who sent us your stories, and thank you to everyone who watched or listened. We appreciate all you folks. So do you want to take the sign out?
Keep on creeping on, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.